The quiz can be found on Add an Activity. Once you add a quiz to your page, the first thing you'll see is the quiz settings page. Here we give our quiz a name, and we can choose to open the quiz at a certain time and close it at a certain time. We can give the students a time limit to complete the quiz. There are also settings to allow students to have more than one attempt at the quiz. So if we wish to give our students 3 attempts at the quiz, we could also choose our grading method. So that would be the highest, that would be their average, first attempt or last attempt at the quiz. We can also delay how many minutes it takes between first and second attempt. So if we wanted to have the students have an hour between tries, and then say 30 minutes between subsequent tries at the quiz. We can limit the questions per page, which is generally a good idea. If students spend too long on a page, their browser may time out and they would lose their work. We can shuffle the questions. This would mean all students will get the questions in a different order. So each student would have a different question 1, but by the end of the quiz they would have seen all the questions. We can also shuffle answers within a question, so the order of A, B, and C and D would change for each student. Once we have completed all our settings, we can save and display. We can now create a new question for our quiz. And we have a number of options. We can have calculated questions, we can have essay questions, we can have matching questions, short answers, or a multiple choice, which we're going to choose. We have a question name. Now it's not a good idea to call it question 1 or question 2, because when you come back and look at your quiz at a later date, you'll probably find that you won't know what question 1 means, and you'll start looking up the questions to find out what they are. The question text is what the students will see when they come to do their quiz. We can have an image. In this case, we're not going to have one. And then we move down and we have our answers. So we can type in our first answer. Now this is the correct answer, so we're going to give a grade of 100%. We can give some feedback to the students once they get a correct answer. Or we can add some feedback to the students if they get an incorrect answer. We can also give some overall feedback, or for all the incorrect answers, we can give some feedback. And we can save our changes. So we now have our first question to the quiz. We can preview how it would look. If we're happy with the way it looks, we can then add it to our quiz. So there's our first question in our quiz. And if we head back to our Moodle page, we can see our quiz. We can preview the quiz now. It gives us a box saying, yes, we only have 3 attempts and we wish to proceed. And you can see there the answers aren't in the same order because they were shuffled. If we choose the correct answer, it tells us we were correct and gives us our feedback. There's also a clock telling us how much time we have left to complete our quiz. Once we have completed our quiz, we can save, we can submit our page, and our questionnaire is done.